Hi guys, welcome to a new video from the Scouring, and this time we'll take a look on something a little bit different. Lately I was releasing lots of games around the ranked 1v1s, and this time it will be a custom lobby. And as you can see, this will be definitely a little bit special, because if we take a look here, we can see that we'll be playing 1v3. So I'll be playing against Outplayed, Steven Ice and Urakar. I know all of these players. Urakar is actually my brother, and these two guys are his viewers from his stream, where we are playing this game yesterday. So definitely these players are not like pros, yeah, they don't play ranked 1v1s, they are more of a beginners, but that obviously kind of makes sense. Yeah, you can't win a 1v3 or even 1v2 if you have the same, players on the same skill level. So that's definitely pretty important, but it will be still a 1v3, which will be pretty intense. We are playing on the 6-player map, and as you can see, I spawned in the bottom corner while they are on the top side of the map. So let's resume the replay. We are all playing as humans. I got the white color. Here you have Urakar with the yellow color, Steven Ice with the blue, and then Outplayed with red color. They have a small advantage in form of no language barrier. They are all from Czech Republic, same as me, so they all speak the same language, which will definitely help them with coordination. Also, as I said, Urakar was streaming it, so he could even say something, which would definitely also help if we wanted to discuss some strategies with them. We are opening with barracks and sawmill, obviously going for archers as soon as possible, and the strategy you want to pick up in this situation where you are against multiple enemies and you know that you are playing against them from the beginning. Yeah, it's a little bit different if you have like a free-for-all and they don't fight against each other, or you have a team game and your allies die soon, but they are still there. There are other players that can get attacked. Here is just nothing else they can attack except me and of course neutral enemies, but they are just playing together, so this is definitely pretty hard, and the only strategy you can pick up is to do some early rush or harassment, at least pretty intense one, where you try to eliminate one player before they can even develop some decent army. So I decided to go for the player right here. Basically, every time I played a team game on this map, one team was always on these 3 positions, where the enemies are, and the other three players were down here. So I was kinda counting on the same situation to be here, that they will be here, because that's how I always experienced it. I don't know if it's a rule, but I expect it so, because I never saw teams spawn in any different positions. So I was kinda expecting them to be on these 3 positions. This position doesn't make any sense to attack because he's hidden behind 2 other players, so they could really easily come to help him. This position is also on the side as this one, so those are 2 options, but this position in the middle is definitely closer to this one, so he could send some reinforcements there much sooner. And also it's really hard to get here from my position because there are wolves here, then we have some goblin archers, and other wolves, here is outposts, and other wolves, here we have goblins, and there is also the troll in the middle, so I would need to squeeze around the water, then come this way here, and then attack from this side. And now I would be literally stuck between armies of 2 other players, so that would definitely not work too well. So the only option for me was to attack this position, immediately coming with 3 archers. He's making swordsmen, so this is really easy for me. I just micromanage it well, kite a little bit, and we will maybe quite damage, but we will really easily kill his swordsman, gather some extra resources, because I didn't kill any neutral enemies in the beginning. I wanted to go here as soon as possible, so we didn't get the resources boost from killing the goblin hunters, goblin rangers or archers, whatever, for example, as this player did, and also now the yellow player. But we finally got here, we cleared his whole army. Now we are going for the peasants. He's told his allies that they are attacking him, but they are struggling with wolves and other neutral enemies right now, so they can't really come to help him. And I just decided to send only 5 archers here to deal with him, because I already killed all the units. Now he's coming with lots of peasants, so I will need to kite a little bit. They still deal decent damage when you have so many of them. Also there are the wolves here, night is coming, so we need to be quite careful. He still obviously still has some resources to produce more units. He has 400 gold, so that's kinda annoying. Also the blue player has almost 1000 gold. Yellow player 500. Keep it a little bit lower, but now I was also saving for an expansion, I think. or maybe not yet, we will see. But that's obviously pretty important, because even though I will probably manage to kill one player here, even though they could have come to help him, yeah, but they were still scared of the knight as well, so they wanted to keep their units at home, and also they were considering this player already dead, even though he still would probably have a chance to recover. He just needs to figure out food really quickly, make some new peasants. But now we are even farming some wolves here, finally getting some levels, so all 5 archers are level 2 right now.
Our forces are under attack.
And I finally placed down my expansion. So basically what we managed to do during the first 5 minutes of the game is to eliminate one player and at the same time be the first player to expand, which is really important. These 2 players cleared the expansions, maybe he didn't kill like last archer here, but overall they cleared it, but they didn't take the bases before the first night, which is something you definitely want to do. So this should put me into a situation where we will have 2 bases against 2, which is really good because we are 1 versus 3, now we are 2 versus 2, so that's definitely really good. This player is still gathering resources. I should be probably standing there with the archers. I was trying to focus on some infrastructure now, get smithy as soon as possible so we have some cannons, produce some extra archers, extra peasants, secure the expansion. I also send some archers here to protect it, also produce peasants there. And now we are finally going for an attack again. He has some swordsmen too, but I was able to kill 3 swordsmen in the beginning with just 3 level 1 archers. Now we have 5 level 2 archers, so I'm literally one-shotting him or 2-shotting him. Also the skeletons are harassing the peasants here, and it shouldn't be a problem. His allies are still not really helping him. They both made 2 barracks, so they will have definitely faster production than me. I have only 1, because I invested into the smithy and the expansion. But now I should definitely have still not the same income, because they have way more peasants in their main bases than I have in my expansion, but we already have a decent income here. Now I'm struggling with food a little bit, but as you can see I have almost 500 food taken. This player has 440 and this is not even 400, so we are still we still have the most units, or maybe even more peasants than either of them. Obviously together they have more. Yellow player now clearing some wolves for some extra levels, also has some archers at home, so definitely combined army, same for this player. Neither of them is really struggling with food. I still have this problem. Some skeletons here, I'm also trying to clear the goblins, even though from killing them like this will take forever. I think like 0 damage. Finally, we have first cannon prepared. Here we just finished the last swordsman, I think, and now he doesn't have any more resources. And since he doesn't have a single peasant, you can't send resources in this game. This basically means he's already dead and I don't even need to finish him. It would be probably smarter to potentially send some swordsmen here and finish the buildings. First of all, I will get resources from it, and second of all, I would really make sure that he doesn't have anything, because I don't know how many resources he has, so I don't see any units coming out of his buildings, but potentially he could be saving some gold for later. But basically now he said that he's dead, so that's kinda good. I didn't see this message, but I didn't see any units coming out, so I was kinda expecting him to be dead. So now I decided to retreat with my archers, but I think I will actually send 1 archer back, this low HP one, just to guard it here. The blue player is coming here anyways with lots of units, so this archer will die, but if I stayed here with all of my archers, they would die too, so really pretty good that I escaped at least with 4 of them, because as I said, they have good levels. I even see some level 3 ones here. 3 level 3 archers and 1 level 2. Second one here, but that will die. And so yellow player now also established expansion, blue player still not sure what he was doing there. He has lots of resources, he should definitely place the expansion now. And this tower is also quite interesting in the back. Obviously also a few more farms. Yellow player definitely has like 200 more food consumed. Also is spending his resources a little bit more effectively. Yeah, we don't have even that much more food consumed than the yellow player actually, so that's definitely difficult. Now I was trying to spread my army a little bit to cover both of my bases, so 1 cannon on each of my barracks. I built second barracks in my expansion. And here we have some more archers running on the ground. That's my main army, and maybe even some extra cannons. But as you can see now they are attacking both of my bases at once. So The yellow player is coming, so I'm immediately bringing my units here. Yes, lots of swordsmen. Fortunately, he doesn't have shields, to be honest. If he had shields at this moment, I would probably lose. I didn't really have any melee units to deal with the swordsman, and with range it would take forever. I can kill this cannon pretty quickly. Here I managed to at least kill some archers, but at the same time there is another push, so now we are fighting on two fronts. I have almost no units here, but firstly I wanted to push the yellow player back. Fortunately now also the wolves came here and helped me a little bit, even though as you can see they killed maybe like one archer there, so he didn't really do much, but at least it scared him away, and now he made a mistake with his movement, maneuvering, so I managed to snipe some of his archers there with my cannon. Here it seems like I lost all of my peasants, and even though I lost lots of them, I still escaped a few of them as well, so it's not that big of a problem. Obviously, if this player would also have an expansion, then now I would be playing 1 base against 4. Right now it's just 1 against 3, which is basically what we started with. Also, this base is basically not working now, so it's more like 1v2, and I have definitely more peasants than either of them. So they probably still have, actually this is maybe similar, but they probably have a little bit more of an income in gold, but it shouldn't be that big of a difference, and I should be able to recover this pretty quickly. Red player is already dead, as we said. He didn't leave yet, but he will definitely do that soon. Blue player, green, whatever you want to call this. It's more of a blue on the minimap, but here it looks more like green, so teal is probably the right one. Yeah, so now he surrenders actually. So yeah, this player was clearing the outpost near my base. Potentially he will maybe even take the base in the middle. Also this tower is now taken. Third barracks for the yellow player. And actually the teal player now has fort, so he's probably going for early night. I needed to quickly reproduce my peasants, so I didn't really have time for that. Here I decided to go for second smithy, so we can make even more cannons. I'm still struggling a little bit with food. We are in positive numbers in terms of the income, but in stock we are still in minus. We see yellow player with 700 food, and here 550. Well, I have like 800, so we are definitely still not too ahead. This is still pretty dangerous, anything could happen. Now they took control of the map, which is obvious. They are 2v1, so first of all, even if they have worse micromanagement than me, and overall multitasking and everything, which they probably should, since I'm one of the highest players here right now in ranked, and they are just starting with the game, so I should be able to do most things much better. But obviously when there is 2 of them, they can still focus on 2 places much more easier, and also they can definitely get the map control. I could potentially take like 5-6 archers and try to harass their villagers, because they don't have basically any defense at home, but it will be still really hard to maneuver around the map to avoid their units and all the neutral enemies that are still left there. Wouldn't be too easy, but I could definitely do that. That's something I could definitely improve here to make it much better, because right now they have pretty well in terms of gathering resources. This base doesn't have too many archers. Fortunately the cannons are carrying me here, while on this base I don't have too many cannons, but I have my main archer army, so we are able to deal with both armies. Once again they attack me on both places, tried a really strong push, and most likely failed, even though here you can see he actually killed all of my units. But I mainly needed to stop this from getting harassed, so we want to finish all the units there first. Also you can see another barracks being built in the front by the teal player, so it will be definitely dangerous. And I'm still struggling with food, and now they are also harassing my economy, so now we'll have definitely big problems. Especially the cannons are getting hungry, even though it sounds a little bit weird, but they are still being pushed by real people, so they can get hungry. And they get hungry as the first units, so that's definitely not ideal, because you can't heal them. They don't regenerate HP out of combat, so once they drop their HP, you have a big problem. Fortunately for me, even though it's usually an unfortunate thing, is that night is coming. Night is usually something you don't really like, and it becomes much harder. I'm usually the player that tries to attack someone, so When night comes, it's usually pretty annoying to try to attack someone. But in this game, I'm actually glad that night is coming because they are pretty scared of it. They don't usually know, from what I saw, how to deal with it. So once night comes, they just retreat with all of their units to their bases, try to repel the neutral enemies, and they don't go for a push. I don't think they will make a single attack during the night in this game, but we'll see. The thing is that I'm not too scared of that. I just place few archers here. If I lose some peasants, first of all I can micromanage them out. If some skeletons come near them, then I can maybe come with few more archers or just target them with these archers, just deal with it somehow. And even if you lose some peasants, it's usually still worth it if you can do something more efficient with your army than protecting them. Because if you have enough town halls with many bases, you can usually pretty quickly reproduce all the peasants. I'm not even producing any more peasants right now, so potentially we are already on the peasant cap, but I don't think so. I don't see too many of them yet. The main thing is that I knew that they probably won't attack now, so this is the only time when I can expand. It's not easy during the night, but I still knew that I have to do it, so I immediately came here, started clearing the skeletons with my archers, you know, even bought some potions for them, and immediately power building a third base. I don't necessarily need more than 3 bases. If they had all the other bases on the map, then I would probably need more of them, but because of the peasant cap and the army I want to make, which will cost lots of food, so we'll need lots of farms and also lots of wood, I wouldn't really have peasants for more than 3 bases anyways, so playing with 3 bases is probably the right choice here. One more thing to consider is that if I should have actually expanded in this location, if I would expand here immediately, it would be maybe harder to take this base now, but I still wouldn't take it anyways, I think. The factor that made me choose this base instead in the beginning was that it's unprotected, because this is a starting position of another player which was not in this game, while this is protected by the goblin hunters and goblin rangers, archers, whatever. And since I was using my archers to kill the enemy instead of kill the neutral enemies, it would take much longer before I would clear it and could make my second base, and I just needed to make it during the push before the first night, so that's why I chose this position, which was harder to defend. I needed to be on 2 positions, but maybe it would be actually even harder if they both attack together on 1 place, because I would still have some units on the other place there, so it's kinda hard to guess what would be harder. But right now the most important thing is that I established my third base. We are already producing some peasants there. Now there is a huge push coming here, but we have like 8 archers there, even leveled up, so this shouldn't be a problem. Maybe we'll lose like 1 peasant, as I said, it doesn't really matter. We can see that the teal player is already setting up another barracks here, and most importantly, he already has cavalry. He has knights, and he just needs to deal with his food problem a little bit. See that he's on 750. But lots of minus, lot in minus in terms of stock. And yeah, actually the yellow player has 1200 food. I don't even have that much, so right now he has more food consumed than me, while he still has a pretty strong ally with lots of knights. I finally also upgraded to 4th, and I think, yeah, now I'm going to build here my stables, or maybe not yet, but I think I will build them here. We also want to unlock knights, but that's obviously not that easy. But actually I decided to go for a push myself. Here I saw that he has an army here, which is quite good. There is a narrow passage and I have lots of cannons. Obviously siege mode researched, so we immediately splash lots of his units, get nice kills there, lots of resources, and basically force him back. Unfortunately his ally is now coming with all of these knights, still hungry a little bit, but not too many of them are starving anymore. I also made few swordsmen because I just didn't have too much wood and I needed to somehow effectively use the gold. Now he actually ran onto my cannons. He will definitely kill multiple of them. This move won't really help me much, so I actually decided to shoot maybe on the archers a little bit. Also didn't do much. Yeah, we lost some cannons there, but at least he was hitting them instead of my archers, so I was able to kill him pretty quickly, because the archers have only 1/4 of the HP of the cannon, so they'll survive there a little bit longer. Still no shield upgrade from the yellow player, which is helping me a lot. I'm using my cannons to quickly snipe out all the archers. while I killed all the swordsmen with my own archers. And now there are just some few extra knights coming, but that shouldn't be a problem anymore. We kite a little bit with our archers, more units are coming, but he's sending them basically one by one, or like in groups of 5 instead of accumulating a bigger army. So this was just some extra free kills for me, and we farmed lots of gold from this fight, so that was definitely pretty worth it. I have actually more food consumed than before the fight. I had like 1100 and now I have 1300. While the yellow player dropped to 950 and teal player 600, so they still have more together than me, but it's definitely a much better situation now. Also, they are still playing only on 4 bases. I have 3, so they have 1 extra, but to be honest, I don't think right now they even saw this base. They probably saw this barracks, but I'm not sure if they even scouted this base, which means they maybe still think that I have only 2 bases. They are more investing into some front bases instead of expansions, which is quite good. Yeah, they have fast production here also in combination with the fast movement speed of the knights. It's really effective, but as you can see, he didn't upgrade to castle yet, and he doesn't have church and the cure upgrade, so he won't have heals on his knights, which would definitely make a big difference here. We can see that he has the resources for it. Definitely it's, I think, 800 gold and 2 or 400 wood for the castle upgrade. Definitely possible for him to do that, and I'm already upgrading to castle. I have stables now. I didn't start making any knights yet, but I'm preparing another barracks. As I said, going for the castle, and once we have the church up, we can start producing some really strong knights. We are still struggling with food a little bit, but yeah, the income is okay, so this should be fixed pretty soon. And he actually started building an expansion here. At the same time, he's pushing here with his army. Not too many units remaining, but still a decent push, and at the same time lots of knights are coming from the back right onto my cannons. So right when I see them, I will swap to this mode, try to deal at least some damage, but it's really hard once there are so many knights in close range like this. It becomes pretty difficult. Fortunately, I have lots of archers here that are dealing with them, but he still managed to kill most of my cannons, definitely. And now I know that he's coming from this side, so he either has an expansion here with lots of infrastructure, or he just has a front base like this. Definitely also need to take care of that, but right now I already pushed a little bit the yellow player. Now I will even destroy his expansion, in which he needed to definitely invest some resources. So it kinda makes sense for me to continue pushing into the yellow player and try to finish him as soon as possible, so we can make it a 1v1. Unfortunately, some knights again here managed to kill a few of my cannons and archers. But yeah, we should definitely clear this. And all of these archers are basically alive throughout the whole game, so they are mostly level 3, some of them level 2, and we also have potions there. Basically, when we are fighting against more players, I think you just have to start with ranged units. I made few swordsmen there, but they were totally useless. You just need to micromanage ranged units and win with that. There is basically nothing else you can really do. Later I will of course try to include some knights, and with heals it could be possible to do something. But to be honest, most players can press their heals. Yeah, that's nothing too difficult. That was maybe strong if you could do that effectively in like the first week of the game or first few days. But right now, everyone already kind of figured out how to press heal, so that's not too difficult. As I said, this player doesn't have castle yet, but yeah, I don't think just going for pure knights will actually win you a game against multiple players. While if you have ranged units and you actually micromanage them really well, I think it definitely gives you an advantage that you can utilize. Yeah, now he was saying actually that he can't upgrade to the last level, which should be unlocked by stables which he has, so I'm not sure what problem he has there. He doesn't have actually 800 gold, so that might be the problem. Now I decided to go for the hopefully final push on the yellow player. Knight is coming, but also all of these knights are coming. And the yellow player also started making some knights here, also as church. And now I just need to actually come back a little bit, because he's dangerously close to my economy, and if he pushes there, we will definitely have big problems, especially when the knight is coming now. So Potentially I could have actually continued and finished the yellow player, since he has only these 2 bases, but I didn't know that, yeah, he could have 3 more bases on the other side of the map. I would basically sacrifice my whole base to finish this, and then they would just kill me, so it just made much more sense to retreat, try to finish these knights. I was also producing constantly my own knights in between of them. We should finally have the heal now, so if I utilize it effectively, we should be able to, I'm doing something there, we should be able to quickly push him out of my base. He cleared this base, but we still have 2 more. This is covered by archers, so this shouldn't be a problem. This one is not really covered by anything, but we have a rebuilt area all around it, so no skeletons should be really spawning here, even though few of them are here. Around these trees. Actually, I already placed the 4th base. I didn't even realize it that I already did that. Unfortunately, I don't have any way of defending this right now, so I will eventually just lose it. I have lots of cannons which are totally useless now. I could place them here on the barracks and set them up around my main base, but we would be wasting resources. It wouldn't be too effective anyways. I would maybe even kill some of my own units. So rather I just decided to not really use them during the night, try to clear it with my archers and knights, but the amount of skeletons that will be actually spawning and coming to my base during this night is totally insane. So there is just no way I can fight through them and quickly get to this town hall. So we'll lose the 4th base, but as I said, we don't really need that. The 3 bases I have are still working quite nicely. Because I was getting quite heavily harassed, so I didn't really have time to drain them already. Well, as you can see, my enemies basically already lost their main bases. And since each of them had only 1 expansion, which is now basically also quite empty, at least for the yellow player, they are quickly getting out of any income. And the yellow player has basically 0 resources, in terms of gold at least, 1000 food. And the teal player around 700 food, also no gold.
Our people are starving.
They still have more than me in terms of food together. But I should have definitely better income now. And probably stronger army. Yeah, they were making too many cannons, even though I think they will attempt to make few cannons. The yellow player, I think. This guy's going pure knights for now, but yeah, also finally upgrading to the castle. So he will definitely have heal soon as well, which the yellow player most likely already has. We also have it. Huge food problems, but we are quickly trying to solve them. Unfortunately, I didn't see these 2 skeletons who just cleared my whole peasants on this base. Plus also together with the knights before, there are also lots of enemies coming here, even 8 level 3 archers or level 2. Can't deal with them quickly enough to save all the peasants, so a few of them died there. With some of them I retreated to gather some extra wood here. And basically now the plan is really simple. Yeah, night is ending. We took all of our cavalry, both double potions for all of them, and also double potions for our archers, at least most of them. And now we are taking all of our cannons as well. Basically all the units we have, and we are going for the hopefully final push on the yellow player. Because I don't know what's their situation. They could be dying now during the night as well. They could have many expansions around the map, lots of resources, and they could be preparing some huge attack on me. And I just needed to act. Yeah, I could really easily fall behind again if they had more bases. So because I didn't know that, I needed to make some move, and that's what I decided to do now by pushing into the yellow player. Yeah, also this guy could have taken all of his knights and just cleared his base pretty easily. And also from this side, I have basically no defense now, so every time I attack, he could attack from this side, clear my peasants, and before I come back he could just retreat. But the same thing I could have been doing the whole time, with harassing their bases, maybe with some archers in the beginning, now maybe with some knights. But yeah, 1v2 is obviously a little bit more difficult for these kinds of harassments. Yellow player has lots of knights now, he has probably more knights than me. The only advantage I have other cannons, but since my whole army is also starving, it's gonna be even more difficult. And also these knights are coming now, yeah, so they definitely have probably stronger army than me. My whole army is also starving at the same time. Cannons are basically totally useless now, because I would just one-shot my own units with either of the modes. So I'm not even using all of this, so I'm fighting with like half of the knights against the enemy army. And some really good archers, but those are not too effective, also they already killed most of them. So So this is just the only thing I can do to potentially gain some advantage is use my heals a little bit more effectively, or try to somehow utilize the cannons here, but as I said, they are totally useless in this situation. So they maybe get some kills here on the teal player, but outside of that they didn't really help me too much. Now you can see I'm actually struggling a bit. Fortunately, I have really good production. I have lots of resources. I'm quite good on multitasking, so I'm constantly producing in my buildings, even during the fight. Which the yellow player is also doing here, he's also spawning closer. But overall, as you can see, we managed to somehow push them over and clear their armies. This guy has a few more knights here, but not really using them. Yellow player shouldn't have any more income. The resources he's getting from the kills he gets here against me, but we can see that they have 600 and 500 food. I have 1400, so now I should already be ahead. This guy may be trying to take finally a third base. He didn't do it the whole game, which was definitely a big mistake. Now I also finally set up my fourth base again, even though I don't have any more peasants. I think it's still good to do that, just to make sure. Sorry for that camera movement. So here we'll lose some last cannons because of this player, but I mainly want to finish the yellow guy. He has some really good levels on these knights. Fortunately, I also have level 3 here, and also the archers. And more archers are coming. I have so many units coming from everywhere, even some more units at home. I have, I don't know how many barracks, actually maybe like 4 of them only, and 2 smithies, so that's not the most, but I don't have like too much extra resources. If I wanted, I could buy some extra potions, use the wood for maybe some more infrastructure. It's always good to have something available if you need to quickly swap to a different army composition, for example. But right now it's endgame, as we're combining everything. He actually catched 2 of my units here, mainly the cannons, with these knights, so I will do something there. Trying to come back at least with my archers, while the knights will remain here and hopefully finish the yellow player. He's probably trying to go for my economy again, but at least I have still some archers here, so that could help a little bit. Yeah, he's finally setting up his base, but that's definitely too late. Not sure if yellow player actually farmed some. Yeah, he farmed some last resources there, so potentially he could go and set up his base somewhere, but he probably didn't even clear the bases. So they don't really have any place where they could set it up. A nice game here, killed some peasants, but we should quickly drive them out. I have lots of units here, so shouldn't be a problem. Finish the base of the yellow player. There's not too much of a defense here, just few archers on the barracks. This base is actually still working, but even my main base is still working, so I really didn't have too much effective time here. Most resources I was gathering was first of all from more bases than each of the enemies had, even though together they had more. Separately they both had less than me. And second of all, of course, from all the kills. I killed way more units than them, so we definitely got lots of resources from that. Also during the last night we found lots of neutral enemies. So overall from kills we are getting lots of resources. That is definitely helping a lot. And now they finally pulled it GG, even though we have like 1 more minute, so let's see. Rakar now surrendered, the yellow player, and now just this last guy, he probably wants to get some extra kills with these archers. We'll need to finish them. I'm still struggling a little bit with food. I had this problem basically during the whole game. They were constantly harassing my farms, so that was really difficult. Actually, 1 more harassment now, actually, that's probably why he was not surrendering yet. Fortunately, I have the archers here. But yeah, food problem was definitely something I had during the whole game. But I didn't really worry about it too much, even when my cannons were hungry most of the game. Also nice, sometimes in archers. You don't really have time to worry about that if you are playing against multiple enemies, so we just kinda somehow tried to live with that, and it seems like it actually worked out. Yeah, so like 15 seconds remaining. Now he actually surrendered, and before the replay to end, so we can check the results, and we got 2010 food. I think this is the first time during the whole game when I got over 2000. Otherwise we were constantly playing pretty active and fighting someone, so losing units all the time. So let's finish replay. Don't forget that there was also the third player. Yeah? It wasn't 1v2 but 1v3. If it was a 1v2 it would be much easier because I could right from the beginning either go for immediate expansion or I could just start harassing them right away and slow them down. They basically had totally free opening, no one was harassing them, they could do whatever they want. They could even, both of them could take like 3 bases immediately and they could just totally destroy me with resources. Or they could rush me before I even destroyed the first player. Definitely many options, fortunately. As I said, those players are not like top level or anything. They are pretty new to the game, so that definitely helped a lot. And their passive approach in the beginning definitely allowed me to eliminate one player. Without that, it would be definitely impossible. If there was another player attacking me during the whole game, I definitely wouldn't have a chance. But yeah, we eliminated this one pretty early. In terms of the other two, they had similar resources. I had like 20,000 more, but together they had 70,000, so 15,000 more than me in terms of gold. Even wood, they had like 3,000 more together, but we still had way more than either of them. Units trained, almost 500. Once again, they together had a little bit more than me, but either of them nowhere near that. And now the kills, that's like the most important thing. I had like more than double, and that just gave me so much extra resources. Also, you can see the neutral kills. I killed once again, probably not like double of that, but definitely way more than them. And that gave me even more resources. So if you combine all these skills, and also the extra resources I mined, then you can see why I produced so many more units. Even though I was actually spamming pretty expensive cannons and also nice in the late game. So that's definitely really important. We lost the most units, but actually the yellow player lost the exact same amount as me. So that's kinda nice and definitely pretty good kill ratio. And in terms of buildings constructed, yeah, together they still had more, but we had definitely the strongest infrastructure to quickly produce some army. Even though the green player was actually spamming lots of barracks there, especially in the front base, so potentially he probably has even more barracks than me. But I definitely had also the smithies there. I probably had more farms than either of them because I was trying to spread my peasants, and also we had some other infrastructure, yeah, more bases and these kinds of stuff. So 35 buildings in total. But yeah, 33 minutes, 28 seconds. I think pretty nice game. I haven't saw any other multiplayer 1v3s or even 1v2s, so that was something a little bit unique that I wanted to try. Next time they will be probably more prepared, so I won't be able to pull it off again, but if they will be up for it, I am definitely willing to try it again. Maybe on a different map even. We can try the 3-player map 1v2 or even 1v3 on the 8-player map. That's also an option. So we'll see what we can assemble. For now, this was the first time I tried it and it worked out. So I'm kinda happy about that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game. Definitely looking forward to seeing you in the next videos. I will be releasing some ranked games again soon. We are pushing the rank 1 on the ranked ladder. I'm like on 3rd position right now, unless it changed in like last few minutes. So definitely pretty close, shouldn't be too big of a problem. You can actually even take a look right now on it. Multiplayer, yeah, here we have the ladder right now. I'm on the 3rd rank. Korolu is the first one, then we have Lutel on the 2nd position. And you see the other 7 players here behind me. We are on MMR 2355, which is not the lowest, but they definitely have more, so we need to work on it a little bit. Win rate is right now 28 wins and 3 losses, so that's kinda good. The 3 losses were kinda unfortunate. I could have definitely prevented all of them, but it just sometimes happens. Yeah, you can't have 100% win rate, so hopefully I can finish this soon. Definitely once I hit the rank 1, I will make a video from the last game that I played to hit that. Hopefully it will be something interesting, but definitely this is the goal right now. Outside of that, I will be probably streaming today if this video is released on Saturday, which I'm recording it right now. Probably in the evening we'll do Scouring streams, so a Scouring stream, if you want to come, you definitely can. We'll play some team games again, maybe even some 1v2s or 1v3s, we'll see what we can assemble. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and see you next time, bye.